My people, the world is a disgusting place. So we got the IDF trigger warning, kidnapped and tortured a 1-year-old. I think he's that 18-month-year-old baby, bro, in front of his dad. No, like, please understand what is going on, like, in Gaza. Please understand what is going on. So you see, when we complain about mad stuff and whatnot, like, please understand and please listen to this anyway.
I'm going to show you the news that hasn't been shown, so not the sanitized versions that make it past the editorial filters that are then deemed not too uncomfortable for primetime TV. An 18-month-old baby was tortured for 10 hours. 10 hours with cigarettes and nails in front of his dad. This is the occupation that receives standing ovations at parliaments. It gets military funding renewed without question. There are soldiers caught on camera committing atrocities and they still get to walk away innocent. The mainstream won't touch this. They will call it unverified.
And that is why it's so important to have platforms like myself and platforms and multiple other platforms. That's why it's so important. It's so important to have these platforms to do that, because this is what is happening. This is what is happening all the time. It's madness.
They will say it's complicated. They will wait until all of the outrage has calmed down before they even try to acknowledge it. So I'm putting this in front of you because this is exactly what they don't want you to see. I'm going to show you the...
And I'm going to give you a breakdown. I'm going to show you what's going on. I'm going to show you the little boy. God bless him and his family.
Days ago, Israeli soldiers took a Palestinian 18-month-year-old baby and tortured the baby in front of his father. They used cigarette butts and burned the child's body. The father was just minding his own business, went out to buy supplies with his 18-month-year-old baby. When he was stopped at an Israeli checkpoint, he was forced to put the baby down and then strip his clothes. And then they proceeded to torture the baby. And
how? These people, man, it's only one place they're going to is hell. They're going to hell, bro. These people, hell. Crazy, man. Look.
In front of the father. This is the type of cruelty we learn in school about what Nazis used to do to Jewish people during the Holocaust. And what's so crazy is that right now there seems to be this big push.
But this is what I mean. These are the things that we learn in school. You don't even know the stuff that you're learning in school is... Like, how do we even know the stuff that we're learning in school is put to us for us to know history in a certain way? We can see this. They're not going to teach this in school. They're not teaching this in school. This is what I take school information with a pinch of salt. They won't teach this in school. They will never teach this in school, what's going on.
Online, especially with so-called leftists who are like, you can be free Palestine and not anti-Semitic. And it's like, when you've been watching a genocide for 3 years, when you are witnessing torture like this, and you're seeing that the people who are committing the violence are Jewish supremacists, who are committing the violence under a Jewish flag, are using the Star of David and stamping it onto Palestinian bodies, you are allowed to not only feel anger, but violence, and you're also allowed to feel hatred. Because how do you hear about children being tortured like this and not feel those things? You know what I mean? And there seems to be this push, especially by like people who live in the West, that are like, no, you have to rise above that. You have to rise above the hatred. No, this is a human process. You know, feeling angry, feeling violence, feeling frustration, like those things are part of the human experience. If you actually want to get to forgiveness and love, you have to go through this entire process. And now there's this big push about like protecting Jewish people's feelings. You got Zohar Mamdani on a whole apology tour since he's been elected, from saying, you know, globalize the Intifada is anti-Semitic, you know, calling the Palestinian resistance, you know, terrorist organization.
Crazy, man. It's crazy. It's crazy, guys. It's absolutely madness. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, man, because it's just madness.
And it's like, dude, you ran your entire campaign on the Palestinian cause. You're not only betraying the Palestinian cause, you are betraying yourself. People who live in the West are deeply indoctrinated in protecting.
It's madness, guys. And now look, this is the young child, man. God bless, man.
كيف ما تبينه؟
Get back to it quickly. Tortured and they applied was in his legs. Look. How did they torture him?
كيف معذبينه؟
عن طريق
By putting out cigarettes on his legs and stabbing his legs with a piece of metal. Crazy, man.
انه هيك لطعة سيجارة وآلي حاد يحطوها في رجله ويعذبوا فيه الطاقة.
فرجيني شو.
Crazy. Show me, please. Madness, man. That. It's so traumatic, man. That is so sad. This is the results of the torture.
آثار التعذيب هذه السيجارة هذه
This is from the cigarette butts burns.
قال لك؟
Yes, this is from the cigarettes.
هذه آلي حاد اللي ورا.
And this is from pushing the metal from one side out to the other. Oh my God.
من هنا وطلعوا من هنا.
طلع من السقة الثانية.
They put metal from one side out to the other. Disgusting people, man. Peace be upon you.
السلام عليه.
Allah sacrifice me, for he is the best. Oh, man.
تعذيب باقي في رجله.
It's crazy, man. That is crazy, guys. Look. How could people be so evil, man? Evil people in the world. This is why, for me, it's like, look, evil people, and this is the stuff that they'll be doing.
The film
this.
you will not see on the BBC or CNN or any other Western media. The Israeli army enters this town just after Christmas. It's emptied of people. They go into the homes of Palestinians, and they're often clearly staying there, and they just smash them up, and they film themselves smashing them up. They also delight in going through women's underwear drawers, and this is a sort of recurring obsession. You have to see Israeli soldier videos in the context of the broader output of Israeli society.
If you gave me a button to just erase Gaza, every single living being in Gaza would no longer be living tomorrow, I would press it in a second. I would press it right now. Give me that button and press it right now.
There you go.
And I think most Israelis would.
We're not looking at some sort of obscure subculture within Israeli society. This is mainstream Israeli society.
It's an entire nation out there that is responsible. And we will fight until we'll break their backbone.
It's astonishing what Israeli soldiers do put on film, but that raises the question of what they don't put on film. You very rarely see them actually fighting. Every now and then you'll see them all firing their guns, but usually pretty clear there's no incoming. On the other hand, what you see a great deal of is them dressing up in women's underwear.
Weirdos. Weirdos. Weirdos.
Has Israel managed to destroy Hamas? I would point to a really simple common sense thing. Israeli soldiers have posted thousands of videos online. The IDF, the Israeli army, repeatedly posts videos online. Scour those videos for the bodies of dead fighters, and there's remarkably few. I remember 20 years ago in Afghanistan when the Taliban fell, before the age of social media, and I remember making films about that. Footage with piles of corpses. It's extraordinary how few dead Hamas fighters we are seeing. Another extraordinary facet of this conflict is the repeated attacks.
Guys, you just can't make this stuff up, man. And look, it's very important for us to see reality. We're supposed to see this. Look. Crazy, man. Absolutely madness.
A child, a baby, for over... The IDF kidnapped and tortured a 1-year-old little boy, a child, a baby, for over 10 hours burning his skin with cigarettes, shoving metal nails into his legs to try to force a confession out of his father. A confession for what? Who even knows? They tortured this little boy for 10 hours in front of his father, and then they took his father, detained him, and threw him in Israeli prison. Osama Abu Nasser took his son, Karim, into town in central Gaza to...
That's so sad, man. So sad, guys. Oh, man. Thoughts got mad. The only thing you can do is make the R. And this world is a crazy world, man. Crazy world. And we'll think about small little things like, get me, that you're stressed about and whatnot. This is what's going on. It's madness, guys. But anyway, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, man. Peace.